Hello friends, this is Sol with Healing Daily. Today I invite you to meditate with me, contemplate this important passage from the Wisdom of Ben Sira. It says, "Let no one intimidate you to your own downfall. Do not refrain from speaking at the proper time, and do not hide your wisdom. For wisdom becomes known through speech." This is a passage that has inspired me to think about how we use our speech, how to speak, when to speak up, and when to listen. The passage tells us, "Let no one intimidate you to your own downfall." Don't refrain from speaking at the proper time. Many times we may want to keep thoughts to ourselves just to not stir the pot or to not be contrarian. Perhaps we are intimidated when our point of view is different than the mainstream, but we could be observing something that is wrong. We could be part of a group or part of a discussion that brings up issues that require a challenge. We are encouraged here by God to not allow the fact that we could be outnumbered, or perhaps what we are about to say be deemed as unpopular, could lead us to isolation, to critique, to mocking, because we don't go with the flow. We're being advised to steer clear of that mob mentality and to not let intimidation silence speech. So, what are we to take from this? Do not refrain from speaking at the proper time, and do not hide your wisdom, for wisdom becomes known through speech. If we don't speak up, if we don't bring up a different perspective, then we are not able to share that wisdom that we hold within. We're being encouraged to avoid the intimidation of mob mentality and to speak up even when it is unpopular and even when we could make others and ourselves uncomfortable. This is a passage that calls us to reflect on speech. With our speech, we can be blessed, and with our speech, we can also be cursed. With our speech, we can bless others, and with our speech, we can also curse others. What we speak comes from our core. It comes through our heart, through our body. It's articulated through our mouth. It's something that we create from within and comes out. So while we're not to be intimidated by others, and we're not to let them stop us from speaking at the proper time, we're also invited to reflect on how we speak, how our speech is delivered, to think about the tone and the words, the recipients and the impact. Do you want to be a blessing, or do you want to generate a curse? It's all in the power of speech. The passage says, "Let no one intimidate you to your own downfall. Do not refrain from speaking at the proper time." It's also important, if we have young people at home, young children, teens, or even young adult children, to remind them of the power of their voice. The power of taking a stance is important. The power of using our voice to speak up when we're watching or observing an injustice, even if it's within our own families, with a group of friends that loves us, or that we are worried about losing their support. We're being called to not let others intimidate us. We have something to share. And when an opinion is different than the mainstream, you also have the ability to share that wisdom, to change mindsets, to change cultures, and to raise others up. So remember not to let anyone intimidate you when you have something powerful to say. Do not refrain from speaking at the proper time. Do not hide your wisdom. You are wise. Your life journey is uniquely yours. And the life beatings that you have taken, the successes that you have generated for yourself, they have empowered you with a unique story, a unique voice, and a unique perspective. And if you're being called to speak up, to share it, whether it's through articulation in a group, as a teacher, as a writer, as an artist, we are encouraged to speak up and do so with courage, while at the same time thinking about being authentic, thinking about being humbly strong. Share your wisdom, but watch your tone. Share your wisdom and don't let others intimidate you and silence you. Teach this to your children. It's so important to teach our children to speak up, speak out, express themselves. They also carry wisdom within them. With every action, every time a speech is delivered, especially as a young child or as a teen, our children become stronger, more confident in their tool. The tool of speech is powerful. The earlier we can teach this to our children, the better. Teach them to speak out, speak up, especially when they see something wrong. And also to express themselves, express what is hurting them, what is helping them, what they need. Empower your children to speak without intimidation, but also with love and respect for self and for others. Reflect today about speech. How do you communicate with the world? How do you use your voice? Are there causes that could use your perspective, your point of view? Is there a conversation you need to bring up? No matter how difficult it is, can you deliver it with poise, grace, strength, wisdom, and love? Can you empower others to also speak up? God is calling on us to think about how we speak, when we speak, and He is advising us to speak without intimidation, because we never know who we might bless with our life experience and our wisdom. God bless you. Amen.